Hi everybody, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Amy from Neurotic Mom Bakes, and in today's tutorial, I am going to be showing you how to pipe the classic, I call it the ice cream swirl. And I'm going to show you how with just a couple different, 2 or 3 different piping tips, you can completely change the look of that ice cream swirl. What you're going to need is some cupcakes. I have 6 here. This is my vanilla cupcake recipe, and I will link that recipe down below. You're going to need some buttercream. I also have my basic buttercream recipe down below. Food color of your choice, some piping bags, and some scissors, and your piping tips. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to color our buttercream. I have picked just a light blue color. And I don't want it too dark. I just want a little light shade of blue. And I'm just gonna mix my color in. All right, just wanna make sure I get all that buttercream off of the bottom. Stir until there's no more streaks. And there is our really pretty shade of blue. Okay, now the first piping tip I'm going to use is the Wilton 1A. It also comes in the 2A, and just this hole is just slightly smaller, but they both work. I'm gonna get my piping bag, and I'm just gonna kind of eyeball to see how far I need to cut that opening. About right there. I'm gonna open my bag up, drop the piping tip down, give it a squeeze, just make sure the entire hole is exposed. I'm gonna turn that bag inside out, fold it over my hand, and then just create an opening for the buttercream. And I'm just gonna get my buttercream and spoon it in the bag, give it a push down, get one more scoop, and push it down. You want to try to avoid air bubbles. Now you're going to unfold, give it a shape, get those air bubbles out, twist your bag, and squeeze down to the bottom. Okay, this first one is your basic, classic ice cream swirl. So I am going to start on the outside of the cupcake. I'm going to give it quite a bit of pressure, and I'm just going to work myself around, closing in until I'm in the center. So I'm gonna have my piping bag vertical, start on the edge, and we're just gonna pipe around. And as I connect right here, I'm gonna bring it in a little bit. Keep circling in, and when you get to the middle, just let go and lift. And you have that perfect ice cream swirl. Easy, right? Okay, let's try a different piping tip. This is the Wilton 6B, and you can see that it has lots of different points here. This is the open star, and this is actually really versatile. I'm going to be able to show you 3 different designs with this one. So let's get our piping bag, kind of eyeball how far you need to cut. Cut right about there. Open it up, drop the piping tip in, give it a squeeze. Now, look, I didn't cut the bag quite big enough. So I'm just gonna push the tip back in a little bit and cut just a little bit more. Give it a squeeze, there we go. I got it. You want all the openings exposed past where the bag is. I'm just gonna fold it over my hand and create the opening, and just get a big scoop of buttercream. After each scoop, I always press it down. That helps eliminate air bubbles. All right, I'm gonna unfold, give it a shake, twist my bag, and squeeze it all the way down to the bottom. First, we're gonna start with the classic, just like I did with the first piping tip, we're gonna start on the outside, just give it a medium amount of pressure, and we're just gonna work ourselves in, overlapping and bringing it to the center as we go. When you get to the middle, let go of pressure and lift, and then you'll get that nice point. And there we have, it's the same ice cream swirl, but you have all those pretty little ridges in there. Okay, same piping tip. Now I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna kind of squiggle as I go around. So I'm going to start on the outside. My piping tip is vertical. I'm gonna squiggle. Same motion, lift. And then you get more of those waves. Kind of see how they kind of have the wavy ruffles in there? Let's do a side by side. Slightly different look than when I didn't squiggle it. So just depending on what you're going for, they're both really, really cute. Okay, same piping tip. This time, I'm going to start in the center, and I'm just gonna kind of squiggle my hand back and forth, just to kind of give it a different, completely different look right there. Still, you have that nice tall ice cream swirl, but it's a different look than our regular circular swirl. See that? Okay, let's switch piping tips. Okay, for our last piping tip, I have the classic Wilton 1M, the piping tip I use probably the very most. Well, not probably, definitely. It has these 6 points. It's the semi-closed star. And I'm gonna show you 2 different ways to do the ice cream swirl. We're gonna get our piping bag, cut an opening, open the bag, drop the piping tip in, squeeze, make sure all the points are exposed. It's nice and secure. Fold it over, create that opening, and just scoop the buttercream in and push it down. Let's get this last little bit. Buttercream here. Push it down. Unfold this, give it a shake, twist, push to the bottom. First, we'll start with the classic. We're just going to give it an even amount of pressure, starting on the outside. Piping bag is vertical, working our way in. In a smooth, quick piping motion, you get to the middle, let go, lift. These are much larger ruffles than the Wilton 6B. For the second look, I'm going to give this a lot more pressure and do the swirl slower, and you're going to get a different ruffly look. So we're gonna start on the outside, and I'm just gonna let that buttercream flow. Nice and slow. Squeezing quite hard, getting to the center, and lift. Completely different look. See all those different ruffles? This one I think is probably my favorite. I'd like to know which one is your favorite, but let's do a comparison. There's the 1M with very light pressure in a quick motion. There's the Wilton 1M with lots of pressure going much slower. And this gives a taller ice cream swirl. So just depending on the look you're going for, you'll just use those different techniques. So let's set our 6 cupcakes here just to kind of compare. So tell me which one is your favorite and which one you would like to try. Okay friends, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's kind of just the 101 basics of the classic ice cream swirl, and I showed you different ways to use the different piping tips to get all these different looks. So if you would like to see more piping tutorials like this, just make sure you subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next video.